Okay, welcome to another episode of Black Atlas Goings On. My name is Kenny, aka Black Atlas, and what we have going on here is we are going to have the first recipe in the Sous Vide recipe cookbook. So that is going to be the perfect steak. And as normal, we are going to go through the ingredients, which is not a lot at all. We are going to go through the ingredients here. We have one steak that is almost 1 pound. Then we have 1 tablespoon of olive oil. It just says oil. I always use olive oil. Then we have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then we have 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then we have 1 tablespoon of butter. And the butter that I'm using is the garlic and herb butter by Kerrygold. So we are going to go ahead and go through the steps one by one. And it says put the steak in a food safe bag and vacuum seal it. So let's go ahead and get that done. And here we go, vacuum sealed in a food safe bag. So the next step is to set your sous vide machine temperature to 134 degrees. So let's go ahead and get the vacuum sealer out of the way and get the sous vide brought in. Put the bag in the water bath and boil it for 1 hour. So we are going to set it for 134 degrees. And then it is going to be set for 1 hour. And then we are going to let it come up to temperature. And then we are going to go ahead and put the steak in. So I will see you when it comes up to temperature. Okay, so the temperature has just reached 134 degrees. So let's go ahead and get that steak put in there. All right. Steak's put in there now, so I will see y'all in about an hour. Okay, the timer just went off on the sous vide. So what we are going to do is we are going to take a look at the directions and go on to the next step. So it says, remove the steak from the bag and dab it dry with a paper towel. So let's go ahead and get that done. And this is what it looks like when it comes right out of the sous vide. It does not look done at all. So let's move on to the next step. It says put the steak in a pan which is heated with oil. Fry for about 50 seconds on both sides. If desired, add some melted butter on the steak with a spoon while frying. And then remove the steak from the pan and sprinkle with the salt and pepper. And then wait about 4 minutes to serve. So let's go ahead and get you over to a pan and get that done. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get that steak in the pan. And so it says to do it about 50 seconds each side. Okay, so I did go ahead and flip the steak over during the time where the battery died just now. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this butter in here. And then I am going to go ahead and spoon that over the steak as well while it is cooking finally. Now let's work on getting this fat in the back rendered off of here. And let's go ahead and spread this oil around and get this side a little bit darker. And while that side's getting darker, we're going to go ahead and spoon the oil on this side. All right, that has been about 50 seconds, a little bit more than 50 seconds each side. So we're going to go ahead and remove the steak and then salt and pepper it on both sides. Okay, so it says to let it rest for about 4 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and let it rest for about 4 minutes, and then we're going to slice into it and see how it tastes. Okay, so we did just go ahead and let that rest for a little over 4 minutes. So what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and slice into it. And we are going to head and get that taste test in. It is definitely steaming. And it is perfectly done. It is perfectly mid-rare. So let's go ahead and get these slices done. And then go ahead and get that taste test in. All right, let's go ahead and get that taste test in. Grab this first piece, dip it in a little juices. That's really tender. That's really tender. It's perfectly done. Great chew to it. You can definitely taste the salt and pepper, and I think it's because you put it on last, but it definitely got into the meat a little bit. But it definitely tastes delicious. The fat rendered great. So, all in all, that was a successful recipe for the first time in the sous vide. So, with that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will comment back to y'all since y'all take the time to comment back to me. And I have been Kenny, aka Black Atlas, and this has been the perfect steak in the sous vide for the first time. And until the next video, I'll catch y'all on the flip side.